Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we're super happy to have you here. And if you've been listening and enjoying for a while, I would be super grateful if you would please take a moment to give us a review on Apple Podcasts. It's one of the best and simplest ways to pay it forward and help others find the show so that they too can tap into the powerful perspectives and positive vibrations we are collectively emanating. The other unique and magical way to share this show is by sending any friends you think would benefit from listening to this podcast our Game with the Universe link at positivehead.com/game. Also listed in the show notes, which will serve them up a quote-unquote random episode when they click it. Just instruct them before clicking the link to close their eyes for a moment and sincerely ask the universe to cue up the episode that contains the insight and perspectives that they most need to hear at this point in their life journey, and then click to listen to whatever episode is synchronistically served up to them. I have heard time and time again from people about the incredible results they received playing the game. So just tell your friends magical results are guaranteed or their karma back. All right, all you positive heads, welcome, welcome. Here we grow again. It's a fabulous Friday here in the studio as I record. And today I want to talk a little bit about creation versus perception versus intuition, where the line with this dance is drawn. Something that I've been thinking about a bit lately, and talked about it a little here and there, of course, before. But it came up again for me this week, and I think it's an important one to continue to explore and circle. And this idea of manifesting our reality, creating our reality, is something that we talk about all the time. And then you also have like the other side of that, which is, well, hold on, if it's all already written and it's all already happened, am I perceiving it? Am I intuiting what's to come? So I'm just, which is it? If it's all already happened, you can't really create it. Yeah, and your intuition may be leading you on to the perception of it. So are we creating it or are we intuiting and perceiving it? Yes, both are true. And what of course is happening there, really the act of creation isn't quite what we think. It's you getting into vibrational alignment with the reality of it already having happened, right? So you're not, what was the name of the guest that I had years ago? Going blank on him at this moment, but he talked about, as opposed to the law of attraction, the law of emergence, right? Instead of it being something that you attract that's out there and you call into your reality, it's actually already within you, and you step into the vibrational alignment, the vibrational pool, so that you actually witness that potential, let's call it, right? It's like the oak tree. You take a acorn, a kid finds it on the ground, he puts it on a shelf. It's not going to ever become an oak tree. All the potential within that acorn never is fully realized because the conditions, right? It needs soil, it needs water, it needs sun, it needs all the right conditions. You give it the right conditions, and that acorn grows into something much, much greater. And by the way, the acorn has to break in order for the oak tree to be born. So there's a fracturing, a crumbling of its old self for the new self to be born. That's a part of it as well. So you're not creating it as much. I mean, in a way, you're creating it. You're getting into the vibrational alignment of the thing and allowing it to come through and allowing it to peek its head, if you will, into your reality. But it's not quite like you think, because it's already happened. You're creating the right conditions for that thing to come into reality. So then your intuition is like tapping into, I think about this all the time, from this moment forward, all the different timelines of what could happen and what can happen. And I always say, whatever you can dream up, Source has already been there, done that, and gotten the t-shirt. And that's, this whole idea of, well, which version do I actually want to step into? Well, the greatest and grandest version, right? The one that's the most fulfilling. And, the formula for that, of course, is talked about all the time. And, law of attraction versus law of emergence versus, on and on you go. I saw Eckhart Tolle talking about this not so long ago. And he said, he's put it very plainly, very simply. There's one path. There will always be one path to manifesting the thing that you want to see in your movie. And it is tied around your belief that you have already received it. Not, I'm believing that I'm going to get it. Believing that you have received it, right? Asking it is given. It's already been given when you asked. And it's already in the eternal now, that thing exists. So that's really, I think, the big block for a lot of people, right? Like believing or wanting to get something and create something and call, and then what do you get? You get the experience of wanting it. I want to attract more money. Okay. And abracadabra, which is I create as I speak, right? It's what it translates to. It's like, oh, okay, you want to get more money? Well, you do. You want to get more money. It's that literal, right? So believing that you have received it, not that you will get it. That's the big nuance that so many people are missing. You all, and it's the thing that really helps me with tapping into that, because if I don't believe that I've received it, then, it sort of creates an opposition within myself and it becomes problematic. It keeps it away from you because it's kind of like, no, that's not true. I haven't received it. I can't see it. And it's like, well, there's lots of things that are happening in reality that you don't see. Right now in your room, there's things happening that you're not physically able to sense with, your eyes, the sound waves, all these things you're not perceiving, but yet they're there. So you have received, what really helps me with tapping into that I have received it is the understanding that I'm one with the source consciousness that creates and animates all things. I am that. The famous Bible verse, I am that I am. And Wayne Dyer broke it down like, I am that. And then you just can lose that. I am that. I am. And it's all you. It's like, have you received it? Yes, some part of you has received it. Some version of you in the eternal now has received it. It exists now. It's not, there's nothing that you can get. You can only align with what already is. And so that little shift in perspective for me really, really helps me to, tap into the feeling of truth of like, oh, I want to be, have, many, many more zeros in my bank account than are currently there. And I can tap into the truth that a version of me has received it. I can feel what it feels like. I recognize the energy. And that is, then the game becomes enjoying the journey on the way to seeing the thing fully realized in your next now moment, right? And that is doable through understanding the preciousness of the journey. If it all happened instantly, it would become very boring very quickly, I believe, which is why I think we're doing this dance, creating the contrast. It's you don't dance to get to a certain spot on the floor. You don't listen to a song to hear the final note. It's about the journey of the song. It's about the journey of the dance. And each note is as important as any other note, because without all of them, the beautiful tapestry that is your experience in your life would not be. If you just, I'm a billionaire, I didn't do anything, I'm sitting here, it's over, just using that as an example of something that someone may want to attain. Right. And, so yeah, I think it's really important though, that you're not telling the story of like, I am so abundant, but you're saying that, but you don't feel the truth of it. You haven't really tapped into the truth of that. Then it's really now becoming problematic, because then there's that little voice in your head that says, liar, not true. You're not, And so it's really about learning how to tell the story within yourself so that you vibrationally align with the thing. And if you're not able to tell the story of I am uber abundant, for example, continuing with this example, then let's work on the foundational truth there, that you're for some reason not feeling your connectedness to the all that is, right? So that's where the work lies. And saying it would be counterproductive if you're not actually able to tap into the feeling in a way that is authentic and genuine. And I think that's a very nuanced piece of this whole puzzle that a lot of people miss, and therefore are confused about, manifestation and, creating the reality that they've dreamed of. And of course, this goes to say, of course, when you're feeling like, oh, am I intuiting something or creating it? It's both, right? Because in the timeless dance that you're involved in, the more sensitive you get, the more you wake up, the more you remember, come back together with the truth of these other parts of yourselves, the more your perception, you can really feel into those future timelines and energies and possibilities. I always say, I haven't said it in a minute, so I'll say it now. Our life plays out, I believe, at the corner of free will and destiny, right? It's all destined because it's all already happened in the eternal now. Free will is what we get to choose which version of it all, right? So from this moment forward, there's many, many versions of each of us hearing these words. And, which one would you like to experience? The one that's the greatest and grandest version, right? The most rewarding. No matter how great and grandiose you can dream that up, Source has been there, done that, and gotten the t-shirt, because time doesn't exist. So that really is the understanding of these two apparently contradictory things that both hold true depending on the vantage point from which you're looking, right? Time is an illusion. Yes. Time is a thing. Yes. It's out in front of me in a certain perspective. Yes. Both are true depending, these are relative truths. And so understanding the nuances of this dance is so vital to your, getting better at the next great art form on the planet, the art of manifestation. And this is the recipe, I believe, for doing it. I hope it tastes good. I hope you cook up something lovely with it. And with that being said, as you are rebirthed into the next greatest, grandest version of yourself, I have a wonderful song that speaks to rebirthing called Rebirth by Yaima. Hope you enjoy. Till next time, journey well.
Discovered by